Rising. We are rising here, Lotus Rising, and Tea Time
That's right.
with,
DJ Big Will.
yes. How you feeling today?
Oh, great. Hanging in there. Nice tea.
On a nice rainy day in sunny Florida.
Welcome to Florida. Welcome to Florida, babe. Welcome to Florida.
So, I want to know, I've been curious, have you traveled for business and where did you actually grow up?
I actually grew up at here in Miami, Overtown, Florida. It's by downtown. And born and raised there, that's why I basically started everything here in Overtown. And I traveled plenty of places like Georgia, Minnesota, Mississippi, New Orleans, a few other places, you know what I'm saying? But basically touring back and forth to Atlanta, Georgia a lot.
Do you feel like every time you travel to each one of those places, you kind of grew in a certain aspect or mentality?
100% facts, you know, especially when I go to Atlanta all the time. It's like the more you go, is the more you grow, you know, in Atlanta. And the fan base, you know, get bigger every time you go. But the support system in Atlanta is very real, you know, so.
And when did you become a CEO with HGMG?
Yeah, HGMG. I became CEO of HGMG like 10 years ago. First, you know, I started off, it was Heavy Ground Promotions, because it was a promotion company, you know, so when I started doing the music, you know, I've always been a DJ, so when I started doing music, and I just always on the grind, and like my mom always used to tell me, Mike, you grinding too much. You never say you grinding too much, so I put everything together, you know,
Did
heavy
you think
grind.
that was a good thing, like grinding too much, or?
I was just going. Just going. Wasn't thinking, just going, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you see the revenues, you know what I'm saying, coming in, like, it makes you want to go more, but you having fun at the same time.
So you'd say it's part of the energetic flow?
Yes. Yeah, definitely that. So that's what came up, the HGMG.
Okay, and do you actually perform at Respect the Arts Showcase?
I haven't heard of that the show before, but I'm pretty much sure if I ever hear about it or anything like that, I definitely will. I done performed so many community events, so many.
How long have you been a part of Hydration Sundays and meditation?
3 times. Love it. Nice. Like I told you, like the support system in Broward, anything up in Broward going up, the support system is real. And it's like good vibes, you know. Women's come out, definitely they come out. And I'm surprised that so many women's come out in Broward, and I stand daily.
And what is your favorite part of what you have going on Sundays with the Feed the Homeless?
Like I said, I've been feeding the homeless for a long time, you know. I started off Overtown, like I told you, where I'm from, Overtown. I had to feed the community, the kids and stuff like that, you know, because we wasn't always able, and people used to always give when we was coming up. So when I got into a position, you know, that let's try to do something. When I try to reach out and never get the feedback, you know what I'm saying, no help. So we started using what the government was giving us to give back to the community, food stamps.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, obviously a very humble and kind gesture because you're not being selfish
No.
in that aspect.
No.
That's what we all should do. I mean, we just come together as a community, as a whole, and unify and realize there's no separation. There doesn't have to be. We don't have to allow laws or big corporations or anybody to tell us that we have to separate. Like,
No,
it's all about
everybody come together as one. You know, the more you come together as one, the more successful you get. You know?
And what is your favorite part of just creating? You are a DJ and an artist?
I'm a DJ. I like to entertain people. I like to be in the front of the center always. You know, that's why I DJ.
What's your sign, if you don't mind me asking?
Taurus. I'm a Taurus.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You're sensitive.
You
They
know,
don't like to say.
You know that. I mean, we get a little sensitive, but you know, but we also kind of a little spoil ourselves, you know. So we like attention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So by me DJing, you know what I'm saying, and on the ones and twos, and also performing on stage, doing my music, I want to be in the front.
Of course.
You know, I like to make people feel good. So that's the best of both worlds for me. When I'm DJing, if you paying your money to come in, I'm finna get your money's worth. You know what I'm saying? And then when I'm performing on stage, I perform my songs and bring women on stage so they can enjoy themselves.
But you help other artists grow and build their platform and expand and gain money as well. And that's what you're doing now with this new.
Yeah, with HGMG, that's what I'm doing now, giving other artists opportunity because, you know, when I got all the experience, but when I was doing it, and now you know the shorter ways to go, so now I try to get the artists other opportunities, you know what I'm saying, to get out there, be known, help them with their music, share their music, promote their music.
That's amazing.
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
send them off. I know a lot of people that's out of town that's doing shows, and I can easily call them and say, I got an artist I'm going to send up there, send them.
And so can anybody just call you and reach you, or can they send you a message?
Yeah, sure.
They can get booked if they are an actual artist.
Yeah, any artists out there, you know what I'm saying, they need any help, you know what I'm saying, anything like that, y'all go ahead and contact me at heavygrindpromotions@gmail.com, or y'all can just follow me on IG at DJ Big Will 226. You know, let's work, man. Let's work. That's what it's all about, working, man. That's what we're here for.
And unifying.
And
we
unifying.
are rising together.
That's right, together. Believe that.
But that's what this flower does every single time. We drink the tea, or we smoke it, or we infuse it, or consume it in some aspect. We feel lighter. We feel more balanced. We feel at ease. We feel peace with him.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I feel good right now.
Body, heart, soul, spirit. It's about aligning all those chakras in our body, and that's what music helps us do, and coming together as one and helping each other.
Exactly.
So and that's what you're doing.
That's what I'm doing,
How does
baby.
it feel to be helping people?
It feel good, man. It feel like it just feel like that when you was younger and you was seeing it, and now you up, now you're a little older and you doing it.
Yeah.
It just feels good. It feels so good for real.
Oh,
That's my hype. I get hype off that. You know, you'll think that I'll get hype when I got a show or DJing. I get hype when I'm going down, talking to somebody, praying for somebody, you know, giving them a plate of shoes, a shirt, anything like that. That's what I'm hype about, giving back.
And they feel alive, and you're bringing their spirits back to life, and you're making them feel like a human again.
Exactly.
Where every day they're taken away from that, and people are making them feel like less than that. So it's incredible to bring that back to their spirit.
You'll be amazed. You'll be amazed, you know, when you're going down there, you know, talking to the unfortunate, you know. They're intelligent, brilliant, you know, so brilliant, you know, like they can build things.
And they know more than everybody.
They know. That's what I'm going to say. They know a
They're
lot.
not consumed by technology and buildings and material like we are. Because they have to create and learn and survive and all these other things. And like, wow, we look at them as so much less, but they're actually so much greater.
Yeah, definitely.
And then when you get together with them, you sit down, have talks, and realize, hey, we're all just
We all here to- that's
human,
right, yeah.
and we're one.
And when I did it yesterday, when we did it yesterday, so what we're doing coming up next week Friday, anybody want to be a part of it, we having a big pizza party for them. We
yeah.
skipping the club, we finna bring the party downtown next week Friday.
I want to bring the party downtown. That sounds amazing. I actually would love to get in on that pizza
so
action.
if y'all want to come and be a part of it, the
Yeah,
more the
let
merrier.
others know.
Yeah, the more the merrier, man. Like I said, y'all hit me up. You know what I'm saying? At DJ Big Will 226, we throwing a big old pizza party for the unfortunate, the homeless. You know, we skipping the clubs. We bringing the club to downtown in a positive way.
And that is a wonderful, positive way. Who is the most inspiring artist to you?
Honestly, I'm gonna say Jadakiss.
Yes. And why would you say that? That would be her.
It's like Jadakiss, you know what I'm saying? Like people like overlook, you know what I'm saying, like Jadakiss, but if you actually like listen to Jadakiss, it's the most humblest and he's direct. And he put stories actually together to say, damn, I'm doing that now. I'm going through that now. It ain't just like rapping, okay, I could just rap. He's rapping, but he's telling his story. He's telling the vein of the story because everybody going through the same thing, but in a different category. So Jadakiss, that's my favorite right now.
She is very amazing. day hip hop or modern day rap and hip hop versus the 80s or the 90s? Like, what do you feel is the shift, or what do you think it's become now versus what it was?
What it is now is just more money than it was back then when it's supposed to have been the opposite. You know what I'm saying? Because in the 80s and the 90s was those classics. And the money that the artists are getting now today, I don't understand it. You understand? Because everybody talking about the same thing technically. You know, so they just letting everybody in the world know they got a AK or a stick or they rob or something. Shit, they letting everybody know that. But what happened to the real music, you know? I mean, don't get me wrong, I fuck with it, you know what I'm saying?
What happened with soul and the poetry?
Yeah, what happened to that shit? But, you know, nowadays, this world is in a transition. So everything is just going into a whole nother direction right now.
You even remember when dancing was just dancing? I mean, people would just groove and vibe, and it was soul and funk, and like now we're like, it's just titties and ass shaking, guys.
And
Can
twerking,
we, like,
baby.
Can
Twerking.
we change it up a little?
Pop that back. You feel me? That's what it is now. Everybody
what
twerking
happened to,
now.
like, two-step in there?
Hey. I mean, you still got that type
Even
of
the
music,
shoulder
guys.
lean, like, what happened to that?
You still, like I said, you still got that type of music, but like I said, the transition is moving rapidly. You understand? So it's more ass and bouncing and stuff like that. You know, so.
And when did you produce? Was it Rude Boy Nation?
That's my nephew. That's my nephew. That's my nephew, Rude Boy.
Did you produce your nephew?
I promoted him because he already came with me already with material, which I never knew that he was rapping. You feel me? Because we from the same area. And when he brought me the material, and I looked at him, I said, "Nephew, I got you."
We have a bird joining us over here.
Hey, what's happening? Come on, want some tea? Want some tea?
We got all the herbs for you, man.
There you go. You heard me? So now, but Rude Boy.
Ooh, my hair's sorry.
Rude Boy came with material already, you know, and I told my dad, I said, "Well, I got you," you feel me? And ever since then, I was a trending because now every other DJ is playing Rude Boy music now. You know, so you have to start, once you drill it in their head, then the next person, where you get it, will. And now he's everywhere.
And that's how people have been responding.
That's how people respond to Rude Boy like this now. And trust me, coming up, he will be the next big thing. So be on the lookout for that. And you heard it from me first, right here.
The birds are getting in on the action.
Yeah,
they
know
wanna
it's that
know
good.
more.
It's that good stuff going on right here.
And what is your advice to any upcoming artists who may or may not fully believe in themselves, or they love music and they're playing it all the time, but they might not feel like they're worthy enough of playing somewhere where they could get paid? Like, what is your advice to that type of artist?
My advice to that particular artist is one thing: don't give up. What's one thing you do? Don't never give up. You know what I'm saying? Your craft. You know, two, you have to get out of Miami.
Get the fuck out of Miami.
You got to get out of here. You know,
Heard
we hate to say it. We hate to say that, man, but you got to leave Miami. You feel me? And not saying that you have to leave it. You got to get on that road.
You gotta travel.
You have to travel. You know what I'm
Experience
saying?
life.
Because every day you wake up in Miami, it's 1,000 rappers born. Every day you wake up. You know what I'm saying? So, and everybody talking about the same thing. So if you want to feel irrelevant, you have to travel.
Oh yeah.
You have to travel.
And many places, not just one place, and often, and get out of your comfort zone.
Yes, and the last but not least, it's the very most important, very, very, very most important to the artists out there that feel like they don't believe in themselves. It's all about images. You know, it's a vision.
Yeah.
You can sit home on the internet and put your SoundCloud out, but if you're not out there, you know what I'm saying, recording yourself, taking pictures or videos, talking about flood the internet everywhere. That's how you get recognized.
Definitely.
You can't be recognized sitting on the
so
couch.
True. It's completely true. It's like you can't expect to grow as an artist if you're not putting yourself out there on social media and having people see what you're doing. I mean, they need to keep up with you
keep going
as
on.
an individual, and you have to feel their frequency, and they have to know where you are as a person or an artist or a business promoter, whatever it is that you're doing. It's definitely important to keep up with social media. At least I believe that it could be too much of a, one thing could be either too much of a good thing or a bad thing. So as long as you keep it in moderation and you're not overextending it, like I like to use social media for maybe like an hour a day for a certain amount of time, then I'll like put my phone down. Then I'll do what I have to do, and I'll stay on with my day, and then maybe I'll check it again because I have clients that they may have messaged me, and I might have to get back to them, and then I'll put the phone down again. And so I'll just, even though I spend time on it, I try to not spend my whole day on it.
I'm on my phone all day. I have to.
I try not to. I'm not saying I don't. I'm saying I try.
I feel you. It's hard to do it, but
it's so hard because we're programmed humans in society that like we're programmed to constantly be on this thing all day long. But the reality is, it can cause carpal tunnel after a certain amount of time. I have had pains in my hands just from holding my phone for. And there's been proven images of women and children who've had burn marks on their legs from having a phone on their leg for too long. So that's crazy to me. The fact that our phone just produces so much radiation, and what is really in our phone? Like, do we really fully know?
We don't know.
It's like
we really don't know.
Who can we talk to?
And the thing how you look at it, you know, the more on your phone, that means that the more that you're working. The less on your phone, that business ain't growing.
Yeah, of course.
You understand? So it's always a give and give on both sides.
And then you're working for yourself, which
that's
makes
what I'm trying
it
to
even
say.
better.
Exactly.
So
you feel what I'm saying?
yeah, oh, completely.
Right.
I mean, that's what
You
Lotus
feel me?
Rising is about, because we have risen to a whole other level of business and of clarity, and we're drinking tea, and we're calm, and we just feel like balanced, and we're ready to create. So with that being said, what is your motivation to create?
Studying, researching, staying focused. You know, I like to build a blueprint in my head. You know what I'm saying? So before I ever create, like an event. If I'm gonna do any event, I create the blueprint in my head first before I start.
Of course. Oh yeah, completely.
You know?
You have to prepare for it.
Exactly.
You have to be ready.
To.
So important.
So any event that I'm doing is 4 or 5 months in advance, because the first 60, 90 days I'm planning. You know, once I already got all my goals together, facts together, everything is already prepared and ready to go, that's when I go for the goal, go for the event. And every time I do it like that, it's always successful.
Oh yeah, planning is extremely important, and I've learned that over time. Before I wasn't always ready, and then later on I figured, okay, this is what I need. I need this. How can I save money on that? How can I get back this? And then you plan it in your head, you visualize it like a dream, and then you're literally manifesting that reality to become exactly what you want.
Exactly. And what motivates you the most, you know, when you do the event, and when you come and you see a lot of heads, you know what I'm saying, now, that motivates you more to do another one with another bigger scale. It keep growing.
Yeah.
It keep growing. Like what we're doing here, it's growing. You know, it's levels to a lot of things, you know, so that's your motivation.
Of course. And so where are people exactly? Is there an email where people can reach you if they need to email you?
Yeah, anybody want to email me, go ahead and email me at, like I said, heavygrindpromotions@gmail.com. Once again, heavy, HEAVY, GRIND, grind, you know, promotions with the S at the end at gmail.com. I'm on my email 24/7.
Thank you so much for being here on this very gloomy, rainy day, but yet so bright and so awakening and so conscious and full of life, just because your presence is here and you've brought in that clarity back into that space, and you've actually helped me do that a lot today. And I really appreciate that.
You heard me? That part. HGMG, baby.
That's the thing, is coming together. We're unifying. We're making each other feel at peace, at ease again, and bringing that peaceful, nice, warm, Lotus arising space back into our heart, where we feel we have risen. And we're risen back to that balance within and that clarity in mind. So again, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Truly appreciate it.
HGMG, baby.
Let's
DJ
cheers
Big Will.
one last time. We have risen.